Okay, we are now recording.
Okay, hi.
And Miss Melany, if you want to, whenever you call for questions, then I can give them to you, or I can do it the way that we just did. So
I'll call for questions and is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Thanks, you're the man. Okay, or should I say the Stan? Okay, so Belle formations. So this is the beginning for Bravo. Belle is gonna be in stage left cottage and she sings Little Town, a quiet village, every day like the one before, little town, as she's walking down full of little people, waking up to say. The curtains open and this is who we see. We are going to see the narrators, 1, 2, 3, and 4 all together. Now, my narrators, the entire time, your marker is going to be this, but I don't care which order you stand in. You can be 4, 2, 3. You can be 1, 2, 3, 4. You can be 4, 3, 2, 1. I don't care. Just that you're together. This is Lady with a Baby. It's the 2 B's, so it sounds like baby. Silly girl number 4, or the hat seller. Silly girl number 1, who's the fish man. Silly girl number 3, who's the sausage curl girl. AL is aristocratic lady. The number 2 egg is number 2, who's the egg man. Then we have the candle man and shepherd, which is Michael. And we have elf, which is lady with a cane. Or lady with a cane is the Belle understudy. Aristocratic lady is the Cogsworth understudy. Then we have the bookseller, who is your dark. The baker, who's the Lumiere understudy. LeFou and Gaston. Any questions on that? Okay, awesome. Moving on. So we hear bonjour. Everybody's frozen. Oh, go away, top thing. Everybody's frozen unless you're saying bonjour. So can everybody see me? Can you guys see me right now?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's gonna happen is we're all going to be with props. So there's like baskets and things, or bread and whatever. There's lots of different props. Everyone can hold something in this song. And so while we're posed on stage, we're gonna be holding our item and frozen. So we're frozen until you say bonjour, and when you say bonjour, then you start to begin moving. So bonjour, and then you can start like throwing out a rug, or you can start picking flowers and putting them in your basket, or you can start selling your bread, whatever it is that your character is supposed to be doing. Silly girls, you will be dressed as silly girls, but you will not be introduced as silly girls until the silly girl section of this song. So right now you don't need to stand together, as you can see. Okay, so we hear bonjour, 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 bonjour. Then we hear Belle say, there goes the baker with a tray like always. Baker, you are going to enter from stage left, and you are going to visit each group of people. So with my like really funky nice arrow I drew, you're going to follow that row. So you're going to go to these guys, and you're going to go visit these people. You're going to visit this group, and then you're going to come up here and talk to Belle in a minute. But while that's happening, aristocratic lady and aristocratic lady and number 4 silly girl, you guys are going to switch. It just gives it this feeling of more realistic, that people have places to go and things to do. So we're going to start here, and we have bonjour, 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 and they're switching as the baker is visiting people and selling his bread. Any questions on that? Okay, so that's what the baker is doing. That's what aristocratic lady, that's what these guys are doing. Now this is when Candleman and Lady with a Cane enter. They're going to start chatting. They're just enjoying life and being happy and whatever. So everyone just the same to this poor provincial town. And we hear, good morning, Belle. Now we have the Candleman and the Lady with the Cane. They have come down and around. So they exit and then come back up here. Lady with a Baby and Aristocratic Lady have moved up here. Narrators have moved down. And now by the bakery, we have Silly Girl 2 and 4 and Silly Girl 1 and 3 are over here by the bookshop, and Baker and Belle are center. And they're talking, where are you off to? The bookshop. Most amazing thing. Marie, the baguettes. Hurry up. So now this is something I have to emphasize. You don't have to get here the second he says, hurry up, and then everyone books it to this. What it is everyone's starting to walk to this spot. And then Belle, they're in this formation, will begin weaving through you guys. So she start walking around, and we're going to be spread out enough that it's not like, excuse me, but enough that and just walking, you guys kind of are like, what is this girl doing? Like, as she passes you, not that she's like trying to like bump into you. It's just that she's walking and you guys form a way that she has to circle, or you guys, am I making sense? Am I making any sense? Basically, she weaves around you guys as she's reading her book. Belle reads her book, weaving through the people as they sell and spill tea. So all of you guys are gossiping about them. So, she's a funny girl, that Belle.
We do have some questions, just so you know.
Okay, bring them on. Who's first?
One just put their hand down, but Jillian has a question.
Go ahead.
Hi, when you said don't start moving until you say bonjour, I don't think the narrators say bonjour, do they? So do we just...
No, good question. So once the bonjours are done, everybody else moves on. There goes the baker.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Great question. So nobody's moving unless you have a solo. Everybody moves now. So now we're all bustling to this spot. And I think what we're gonna want is everyone gets to this by like dazed and distracted. Dazed and distracted, can't you tell? Never part of any crowd, cause her head's up on some cloud. No denying she's a funny girl, that Belle. Then, bonjour, good day, how is your family? So hat seller, who's number 4, sings first. She says bonjour, and she's talking to, I want to say the camel. Bonjour, good day. How is your family? And nope, sorry, just kidding. So it's number 4 who says bonjour. Oh, whoops. Bonjour, good day. How is your family? Then we have, she says, Silly Girl 4 also says bonjour. And then Shepherd Boy Candleman says good day. And Silly Girl 4 says, how is your wife? So what's happening here is we're just getting to these spots while these solos are happening. So we're just walking around like, oh, la, 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 la. Bonjour, good day, how is your family? And then Belle, you've moved to back here. So just taking a moment, whoops, sorry. So Belle has walked up here, no denying she's a funny girl, that Belle, dun, 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 dun. Bonjour, good day, how is your family? Bonjour, good day, how is your wife? And then Lady with a Cane is going to look at the baker and say, I need 6 eggs. And that's too expensive is by the Aristocratic Lady, who's going to switch places with number 4, Silly Girl number 4. And that's too expensive. And then we have the next one. Am I good to switch? Am I good to hit the next slide? Okay. Any questions so far? Mr. Dan, is that a no? Okay. I can hear
meaning you do not have any questions right now.
Okay, sorry, I didn't hear anyone. So, okay, so moving on. That's too expensive. Now we're going to split a little bit as Belle walks down center. Ooh, that was exciting. Wow. Okay. As Belle comes down center, holding her book and basket, saying, there must be more than this provincial life. And we watch her as the bookseller enters. Now, everybody exits but Belle and Bookseller. Now, Belle and Bookseller are going to be right in front of the LED bookshop on stage left, and they're chatting. Belle, good morning, blah, blah, blah. That's all right. I'll borrow this one. So, have you got anything new? Not since yesterday. Now, this is the part that I'm super excited about. Now, the silly girls are going to run across the stage as the baker is chasing them, trying to get one of them to propose, or he's trying to propose to one of them. So he's trying to either steal a kiss or just try to grab hands. He's just chasing all 4 silly girls. 4 silly girls run across the stage, and the baker's like, I'm coming, ladies. And the baker's like, no! Or the silly girls are like, oh no, what is he? He's gonna get us. So really funny in the background. Absolutely no voices. You're not allowed to say anything. It's just a funny scene that happens behind the bookshop. Then, but you've read it twice. Everybody exits, and then lady with the cane, who has a cane, is going to chase the baker, now proposing to the baker. And the baker's like, oh no, gotta go, nope. And he's running the other direction. So I thought that was a little funny addition to our song. So then the scene is over, and we begin with Look, There She Goes. So we're walking to these spots as we start singing, look, there she goes. Girl is stripped so peculiar. I wonder if she's feeling well. So we're walking to this section, and we're watching as Belle is walking across. So our heads are following Belle, and we're watching her. Okay, do I need to... Okay, I'll take questions, actually. Are there any questions so far?
There's Alex, and then Garrett, and
Okay, Alex, go ahead.
So for this scene, like, so I would be coming like more downstage, right?
So we're gonna have you in the bookshop. So you're going to be right there. You're not gonna be downstage.
All right, because like I'm like with this scene, like like would it be like would it be like how like would there be like a bookshelf or something?
No, there's no bookshelf. There's a bookshelf on the LED. But yeah, Mr. Dan, how does he give her the book? Does he hold books and he gives her one?
yes, it's part of his props that he brings on stage. He already has some books, and she ends up rooting through his little basket of books, and she says, I'll borrow this one. He says, that one, and all that.
You read that twice already.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's how that works.
All right.
All right. Garrett.
Okay, good. Garrett, go ahead.
So I've noticed a lack of Villager 1. Am I no longer in this? I find your lack of Villager 1 disturbing.
Oh.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So
I feel like I put you in here.
yeah, you did last time we
Oh.
reviewed it. And
Okay.
where am I at?
I know that is a really great question, Garrett. Okay.
Let's try not to repeat Lion King.
Ouch. So Miss Melany, the good thing is if you were to just draw it on, then every time
Yeah.
you go to the next slide, it'll still be there. It'll stay, and then you can just move it wherever you want it to go.
Yeah, I think because I want to keep it and like send it out to you guys so you guys have the document so you guys can see where everybody is.
We are recording this, and I
That's
will
true.
be putting it up on YouTube.
Oh, so yeah, I wouldn't need to.
We're gonna be famous.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get so many YouTube followers.
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
Not without your Villager 1 symbol on there.
Oh.
Okay, here is going to be my rule of thumb. Villager 1, you're going to be right next to Michael. So wherever you see CM, stay next to him. So kind of like how the narrators are all together every time. Let's have you always with Michael.
Okay.
Okay. So for future reference, wherever he is, you're right next to him.
Yeah.
All right,
And we'll work out either sides, like, okay, are you gonna be on his right or his left during in class when we're actually blocking this in real life? That would be wonderful.
And then Katie Carr is our
Go
other
ahead,
one.
Katie.
So
when you were doing a few scenes, I don't know if it was, I think it was like when they're saying, look, there she goes, that girl is so peculiar, and that part of it.
This
I'm
one?
not sure. Did you want me to like crouch down since I'm really tall and you put me in the front and like front of everyone?
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. So what is happening right here is these silly girls are actually a line. There's a line of them, but there's no spaces in between them. So one's right here, two's right here, three's right here, four's right here, and you're the last one in the row. So there's a whole row in front of you.
Okay. I was just asking because of like
Yeah.
height.
So you're going to be actually like right here, but I just needed to space that out and do that right now.
Got it. I was just like questioning that because of height wise.
No worries. I can do a little more spaced out. And we move you.
Oh, so you're trying to move the narrators, but not add in a villager one.
Because this was a short term, and adding in villager one would be, I'd have to edit every single slide. So having a villager one right next to Candleman is a lock. That anytime you see Candleman, that's where you're standing to. So that's long term. That was a long term fix. That's why. Okay. So look, there she goes. That girl is so peculiar. I wonder if she's feeling well. Oh, I'm sorry. Were there any other questions, Mr. Dan?
There are not. You were good.
Okay. We're good to roll on. I hope everyone is taking good notes. So we just did, I wonder if she's in a with a dreamy far off look and her nose stuck in a book. What a puzzle to the rest of us is Belle. Now there's dancing, but we're not doing that at this minute. We are just doing formations and then we'll get into dancing. So now we have, oh, isn't this amazing? Now when we do what a puzzle to the rest of us, we're gonna start getting into these formations and we hit, oh, isn't this amazing? And as the note says, everyone's facing backward and they're frozen, posed at varying levels. So some people are pointing upward, whereas some people are sitting down on the ground, or some people are kneeling and some are leaning on each other, so there's lots of different heights. I want to see a lot of different emphases? That's something like that. I just want to see a lot of variety. I want a lot of different levels.
Emphases is the word.
Emphases, yes, thank you. So then she has her solo till chapter 3. And this is where my dream of Mr. Dan and I were talking at like 10 o'clock at night about this dance. And I was like, my dreams of a fountain, I don't know if they're going to happen. But my other dream is that during this part of the song, oh, isn't this amazing? Because in the movie, she's sitting on this fountain and she's reading her book and she talks to little sheep. And my dream is that baby Kate and little Axel, our kids, come in sheep's clothing and they come dressed as little baby sheep and they get to listen as Belle sings to them. My dreams, people. I think it'd be darling, but we'll see if it actually happens. So I think it'd be adorable. And then we have till chapter 3. Belle, you're going to end your solo in the middle because you've been there for a while as you move while you're singing it and you're reading your book and being pretty. Okay, so moving on. So next we have, now it's no wonder. So everybody, when she says chapter 3, we all hustle our bustles to this spot and we start now it's no wonder in this formation. Now it's no wonder that her name means beauty. Her legs have got no parallel. I'm afraid she's rather odd. Very different from the rest of us is Belle. And then we have this big, yes, different from the rest of us is Belle. And we all are going to point to Belle. And that is when Gaston and LeFou enter. Now, Silly Girls 1 and 2, so the Silly Girls are going to be over here. Silly Girls 1 and 2 are standing. Silly Girls 3 and 4, you're kneeling. And Belle comes and sits at the edge of the stage on the apron, and she's reading. Gaston and LeFou are going to come in. And Mr. Dan, do we have a musket?
Yes, we do. It's a fake one. Yeah, but
Yes.
yeah, Gaston
You
could
mean
be holding it.
they can't hold real weaponry in the
Yeah,
children's
no,
theater?
I talked about it with them, and they immediately shut me down in a very
Yeah,
rude way,
shocking.
actually.
Okay, so there's going to be a musket, and my other
Give
question
me
would,
their names.
do we have a bag that LeFou can catch the thing in? Or do we just have him do his thing?
You're asking me if we have a
Yeah, I'm
bag from.
asking you.
Yeah, so he does have a bag, and he's like holding it and stuff. Usually, what ends up happening is it gets thrown out on stage. But what we ended up deciding, if you remember, was someone was actually holding the thing, and then
Yes.
Gaston blows it out of their hand, right, and then it goes flying off to the side. So
Yes.
that was how we did it, and then
So
he
I
goes running over
think it would be awesome if we have someone that's the song is they start with the rubber chicken, and
yeah, that's their prop. Yeah.
when Gaston, so before he enters to the rest of us is Belle, then we see Gaston pop out, he shoots the bird out of someone's hand, the bird goes flying, and LeFou runs in and catches it. Or we could do the other way, which it's Gaston shoots and LeFou looks around and he's like, he didn't catch anything, so he steals a chicken from someone and he holds it.
I like that. That actually could be pretty funny. Right, and then you didn't miss a shot, Gaston.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
he's
I
like, I
actually really
need
like
this
that.
chicken.
I like that a
So
lot.
let's hear from Elisa. Which one would you rather do?
I really like the second one.
The second one. All right. Sounds good. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so she pulls the chicken from someone.
Yeah. So, and the person that would probably be holding it could be potentially Villager 1, right? Because he doesn't necessarily have a prop yet. So that would be Off Beast. Could be the one that's holding the chicken, right? So you're the one who's in charge of bringing the chicken.
So Garrett and Ori, are you cool with being the chicken man?
I'm good with that, but I feel like Garrett's gonna bring a real chicken.
Probably will. Probably like a.
You are not allowed to bring a real dead chicken. That is not allowed.
No, I'm gonna go to Costco.
No, not happening. But
As funny as that would be, as funny as that would be,
we all get a disease. So, and it's too soon. It is
I could just go to my parents' or grandparents' farm and then just king.
Okay, so what I want to see is Gaston shooting up into
Not a sex bath.
okay, so listen. Gaston shoots up into the air after we all did this. Yes, different from the rest of us is Belle. Gaston pops out, shoots into the air as everyone's moving to this formation. And while Villager 1 and Candleman are walking by holding their chicken, while Villager 1's holding his chicken, LeFou goes and steals it from it and goes like, you got it! You don't miss a shot, Gaston! But LeFou and Villager 1, you need to have a moment where we obviously can tell that Gaston did not shoot that bird. That it's like, I need this right now. So you guys steal. I think that'd be hilarious. Okay, moving on. So you don't miss a shot, Gaston. No beast life stands a chance to get to you. No girl for that matter. It's true, LeFou. I got my sights set on that one. Adventure shooter. So he's gonna point to Belle. I've got my sights set on that one. The most beautiful girl in town. I know. Oh, sorry. She's the lucky girl I'm going to marry. Then these two back up a little bit. If that, we're moving a little. So I'm gonna go back and forth for a second. So LeFou and Gaston back up. The narrators are going in front of the bookstore, and the aristocratic lady with the cane, and the baker have moved up. Yes? Sounding correct? Okay, so we're moving on, and he sings his little ditty, and he's like, right from the moment when I met her, saw her, I said she's gorgeous and I fell. And in the dance, we're gonna have Gaston hand LeFou the gun, and LeFou's gonna fall to the ground because it's really heavy. It's gonna knock her over, and she's like, oh, and then here in town there's only me, who's the beautiful Leslie. So I'm making plans to woo and marry Belle, and it'll be really great. I am excited to go into the dancing of that part. So May, who's as beautiful as me, so I'm making plans to woo and marry Belle. Gaston's gonna come downstage right, and LeFou is going to exit and drop off all of the props. So that's the chicken, that's the musket, whatever else LeFou has in his hands, gonna go drop it off. And Gaston's gonna stand in front of the silly girls, and the silly girls are gonna run up to him, and they're going to start fawning over him. So as you can see, in 4, your job is to scoot this way. Silly girls 1 and 2, your job is to go this direction so you guys can stay in a straight line. So you guys can transfer into a straight line. Everybody else, your job is just to chit chat, look around, talk. I mean, we could even add like some sort of like exchanging between some of these groups, but for right now, we're just having the silly girls fawn over Gaston as he walks in front of them and they do their little dance. Then he's such a tall, darn, strong, and handsome brute. Okay, now stuff starts happening. So this is where things get really complicated. So I need you guys to follow along very, very carefully. So LeFou just entered, and Gaston is being surrounded by the silly girls. Lady with the baby, you are coming. Oh, sorry, I just used my finger to point. Lady with the baby, you're going to be coming down here, and you are going to run into LeFou. So what we have is bonjour is said to Belle by Lady with the Baby. So Belle's gonna start backing up, and these two say, look at each other, and Lady with the Baby goes, oh, bonjour to Belle. And then she comes over and talks. Lady with the Baby comes over and talks to LeFou. Pardon is by Gaston to the silly girls because they won't let him go. He's trying to get to Belle, but Belle is running away as these girls are literally holding every extremity. So they're like holding his wrists and ankles. They're like, hi, we love you, look at me. Silly girls chase after Gaston and pull him in after Lady with the Baby comes between Gaston and Belle. LeFou enters trying to get Gaston's attention when then chats with Lady with the Baby. So that's 2 words that this happens.
Hey.
Bonjour, pardon.
How you doing?
Bonjour, pardon. It's really fast. Then, any questions there? Any questions so far? Okay. Now we're going to good day. Good day is said by Belle, and she's going to say it to the bookkeeper as the bookkeeper is going to his shop. Now, mais oui is said by Lady Kane, and it's to the baker. These two are going to be walking down to the bakery. So we have good day, these two, that's Belle. And then may we is Lady with a cane talking to the baker as they're moving down here. Now, guys, really an important part of this dance is whenever you have a speaking part or a solo, you have to be really, really big so that we as an audience know where on stage, where in this masked space we should draw our eyes to. So if you're big and you have your arms up and you're making some sort of big movement, we can look towards you, and then we know that that's the person who's speaking. So we have good day, may we. Then Lady with a Baby goes and joins the baker and Lady with the Cane in a second, because something's gonna happen where LeFou's gonna be, I don't know, where something's gonna happen where Lady with the Baby's gonna like slap LeFou. But personally, I would love for a basket to get on LeFou's head. So whether the baker does it, it might have to be the baker because the baker has a basket of bread. But I need LeFou to get a basket on her head. I would love that. I think it'd be great because we're gonna do some fun things with it in a minute. So Aristocratic Lady and Candleman and Villager are going to walk to each other, and all 3 of them are going to start talking. And Belle is going to start coming in between them and trying to get through. So what happens here is you call this bacon by aristocratic lady. She's talking to villager 1 and the candleman. You call this bacon. And what lovely grapes is by silly girl number 4. And this is the one phrase that doesn't have a person that it makes sense to technically. So she's just gonna say this line, silly girl number 4. It's not like I'm talking to someone selling me grapes. It's saying what lovely grapes because we need you to say it right now. So Gaston is trying to follow after Belle, but these girls are still just holding him down. But he finally gets to escape after what lovely grapes. Now Gaston ends up here. Belle has curved around these people and she's ending here. Now on some cheese, the baker says it. The baker is going to say it to Lady with the Baby. Lady with the Cane says 10 yards. And the fishman says 1 pound. We'll get there in a second. So on 10 yards, we have LeFou will bump into the silly girls, knocking them over, and then Gaston is going to catch all of the silly girls and then push them back up as he's saying, excuse me. So it's like a ripple effect. So LeFou with the basket on his head like gets dizzy and then bumps into the silly girls. Silly girls fall over and Gaston pushes all the silly girls back up. And he says, excuse me. And by that point, Belle's over here now. Gaston keeps trying to follow Belle, and the bookseller is still trying to sell to the narrators, but they're just not buying. Okay, so we have 10 yards, 1 pound, excuse me. Then we have the butcher saying, I'll get the knife, who is actually silly girl number 4. So this is another one of those, just say it. Technically doesn't make sense, but you're saying it. I'll get the knife, please let me through. Now Gaston's trying to get through this like curvature that's forming of people, and Belle gets to just sneak on by, and she ends up down here. So Belle, you don't actually stop. You just do this big loop. Belle just goes during all of this crazy stuff, and Gaston's just trying to get after her. Now all of us formed this blockade for Gaston so he can't get through. So he says, please let me through. Then here, Lady with the Baby, and this is where there's no movement, just lots and lots of banter. So if you're not saying something, you're moving. And if you are like you're looking at each other and bantering at each other, so Lady with the Baby is trying to get some sort of attention. She's like, this bread, it's stale. And the sausage girl are going, those fish, they smell. And they're trying to get a voice over the crowd. Then the male villagers will say, Madame's mistaken. And then Belle is going to walk forward and say, there must be more than this provincial life, holding her book in her arms. And Gaston finally breaks through and he says, just watch, I'm going to make Belle my wife. Woo. So that's the crazy stuff. Any questions on all of that technical, really fast movement that just happened?
Jillian has a question.
Hi, I'm sorry. This isn't about the dance as much as like, are the narrators part of the story, or are we like observing the story when we're on stage? Like,
you're a character right now. You're a villager.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Great question. No problem. Any other questions? Okay. Okay, so we move on. Watch, I'm going to make Belle my wife. Then.
Sorry, I realized I was muted. Maytal had a question.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Maytal.
So when Belle is like, so she's just walking around all the people, like she's not really interacting. She's just trying to get away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't really chat with anybody. You're not hi to people. You're just reading your book. So. Okay. Yeah.
Or is it like that one quiet kid in the corner of the room?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah. You're like the socially distant one. Everyone's chatting.
Hey, Tal, I can teach you all about that.
I think we all have enough of our social distancing that we can stand right now. Okay. So,
I've been preparing for it,
my wife. Okay, then the silly girls are going to kneel in the front row as we watch Belle walk across the stage and we sing, look, there she goes, girls who's strange but special, a most peculiar mademoiselle. It's a pity and a sin that she doesn't quite fit in, but she really is a funny girl, that Belle. A beauty but a funny girl. She really is a funny girl. And we're all walking to these final spots, and we are going to point to Belle as we say, Belle. And then at the end, she's facing forward, and then when there's that ba-da-dum, Belle turns around and everyone looks away and pretends that they haven't been talking about her for the past 5 minutes. So it's like, oh, what? No, I won't. No, what? Anyways, and we all just start chatting. So I'm going to show you guys that formation again. For look, there she goes. The girl is strange but special, most peculiar mademoiselle. It's a pity and a sin. She doesn't quite fit in. She really a funny girl. Beauty but a funny girl. We're walking to these spots. She really is a funny girl. That Belle. Da 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 da. And everyone goes back to their original. Well, they just go back to chatting with one another. So I wouldn't say maybe some walking, but we'll talk about that later. Okay. Now I am ready for any questions you guys have to throw at me.
They do not have any questions currently.
No questions? All right, well, let's go to the dancing portion of this. So I'm going to stop sharing for a minute. And I am going
do you need me to keep recording?
Yes, because now we're going to do the dance.
Okay, I'm going to go get some water real quick.
Or Dan, how about you stop it and then we have 2 videos? Or would you guys rather it all be in one?
2 videos.
2 videos.
Yeah, like 2 videos.
Okay.